Hi, Reddick, how's it going? Hi, Reddick, how's it going? Was hi. I got cat. It's me and cat. What? What, you needy girl? Yeah. Kitten butt. Kitten butt. Let's go see if TikTok's working. TikTok likes to not work very well. Gotta study? Yeah, you should. You should study. That's very important. What, you? What are you doing? You gonna lay down there like that? I just got up. Not too bad. A little sleepy. That's just how it be, though. The hard part for me is like when I have a weekend, it's like I try to sleep at a normal hour, but I work overnight, so now I have to go back to work at the time I was sleeping for the past 3 days. So it kind of makes it hard. Leonard, how's it going? We're gonna put her around on here for a minute, and then we might find something else to do. But we did successfully do blueprints run yesterday. So that being said, it's the kind of game that like once you complete a run, there's like a whole bunch of new stuff that comes up. So I don't know if I'm done with the game, but I've played it enough to have a break. So we might put her around on Steam or something. See if something is interesting to do. Yeah, so yes and no. So as you know, it's a it's a roguelike game. But I did successfully enter the 46th room. That did happen. Um, but uh, there's a lot of stuff that like there's a lot of loose ends that are not required to do that. So there's a lot of loose ends left. Like a shit ton. Like for example, I only have 4 of 8 red envelopes. But other than that, it's also a roguelike game in the sense that like once you do a winning run once, the game's like, oh, yeah, you did the first part of the game. Now we're going to shit a bunch of other stuff on top of you. So as soon as you like start a new day after you win a run, there's like a list of like trophies you can do. There is different challenge modes you can do. There is brand new rooms that don't exist until you complete the game at least once. Like I think I did 2 or 3 new rooms that just don't exist on the room directory until you've done at least one run. So there's a lot more stuff to it. Um, And at first, I was kind of the mind like, after I beat the game, I might just be like, hey, I'll probably have some loose ends, but maybe I'll just look them up. I don't know if I want to like fight the RNG to figure them out, but um, then I learned there's like a whole lot of other stuff like that's like not loose ends, but straight up like end game kind of like end game content kind of stuff. So um, I might want to do that, but I did put 33 hours into it in a row, so I'm kind of like at least gonna take some time to maybe do something else for a minute, but I don't know what that is, so I logged into this thing. We're catching criminals. Um, yeah. Yeah, suffice to say, like, I guess you maybe weren't there at the end, but at the very end, when you pull the last lever, there's like six or eight, no, there's eight doors surrounding the lever. And I was like, well, I don't know what these are for. And where the last lever is, those eight doors, they all have their own eight keys, and those eight keys are in the game somewhere. And then after you get those eight keys that are for those eight doors, there is another puzzle inside each one of those eight doors. So it's not even like loose ends that don't mean anything. It's like there's like another end game to do. But game's great, that's for sure. I was just hitting that state where like I was going sort of batshit about like some stuff. I was seeing fucking rooms in my dreams, dude. And I was like, this can't be good. Because I was like full committed to the thing for so long. And it's not like full committed in the sense that like I'm sitting here grinding. It was like my brain's constantly trying to work out what the fuck I'm supposed to do with certain pieces of information. Monster Expedition. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, Monster Hunter. Let's talk about Monster Hunter. A Monster's Expedition. I've never heard of this thing. Oh, this thing. Yeah, you know, you showed me this. Yeah, I remember this now. Yeah, you showed us this on Discord once. I've played this before, Creeks. Don't you remember? We sit here and catch criminals and basically just... This is just a front for me to say I'm doing Let's Chatting. We're basically just doing Let's... just chatting right now. But I'm playing a game, too. Although the kind of silly part is what that game made me think is like I've never actually played Meist. So, and there's like remasters of Meist where it looks really good. I was like, maybe I should play Meist. Because that game's kind of like Meist, except there's like a random roguelike element. The rest is kind of like Meist. There's the other one, like Riven or whatever it's called. We could go down a rabbit hole of of random kind of puzzle or point and click things. Like we could play we could play every version of the room. I've only played the first room. But I've never played 2, 3, or 4. Pune 2. I don't know how to get your name, man. Pune. It's more straightforward, yeah. Well, that's the thing though. It's like some stuff is not straightforward in Blueprints, but some stuff is really straightforward, but the problem with it is you can't get the rooms to line up to do it. Like almost like the problem is not figuring it out; it's the RNG of the situation is. There's one world that you visit where you do something relevant to the world and you hear a ticking noise. And that ticking noise, the pitch, is the solution to another puzzle in another world. that, that seems horrifying. But in a good way. There is some hints in Blueprints though, which is kind of nice. Like there is some kind of like non-obvious hint systems. Like if you're really stuck, if you just get to talk to the genie will tell you something that's related to something. And there has been things I found in Blueprints that the genie told me something that was just kind of random, but it kind of like put me in the right direction. Wow, pumpkin. Thanks. Don't even know superhuman. And there is some other hints in Blueprints where, like, if you get some of the books, if you read some of the books, but somewhat that doesn't feel like a hint. That feels like the thing is the book. The book tells you some things that you might not already know, but you kind of feel like that's okay because it's a book. You know, it kind of feels okay. It's a book in the game. You'll usually brute force the puzzle. Yeah, that's the thing is like sometimes with puzzles like that, if there's like a non-arduous limited number of solutions, you just brute force it. Because I did that in some places with Blueprints where it was like I could really think about this really hard, or I could just try every answer, and then eventually I got the answer. And then once I got the answer, I kind of like understood how the puzzle worked. Definitely arduous. Unlucky. It's weird because it's just again like That's the most compelling game I've played in like probably the past 5 years. And it's completely like, I don't want to say it's completely out of my genre, but it's not the genres that have compelled me in the past. So that's what's like making me think like, hey, maybe there's something to this puzzle game shit. Where your brain works, your brain's working. If you're at all mentally not in it, it's impossible to play. Yeah. Although that's one of the things about Blueprints that's kind of motivating is like it's a puzzle game that just came out. Therefore, like the answers are not necessarily readily available on the internet. Like when I completed the game, I kind of just assumed that I could like in 2 seconds find some giant document that told me everything. Because that's just what happens with these puzzle games. And the game's so new that there was a lot of spoilers, but there wasn't a thing that like was like, okay, here's, you're looking for this specific spoiler, here it is. You know, there wasn't actually like um like the spoiler, like for example, like I know there's 4 more chests that I haven't seen, and the only document I could easily find relevant to like where the chests were only had 6 out of 8 of the chests. They don't even know where the other 2 even are. The safes. So that's like kind of motivating somewhat, right? Where it's like you can't even like cheat. Play the Witness randomizer. Uh, I played the Witness however many days ago, a couple weeks ago. And I played it for a couple of days, and I got some stuff done. The problem was I got really super motion sick on it very easily. And I read a lot of other people got super motion sick on it too. Like people that don't normally get motion sick. So I don't know what the deal is with that game. Um, I don't know how much I got into it, but I think I committed a couple sessions to it. And the first session wasn't actually too bad, and I had read ahead of time that some people were like, well, if you do this and this in the settings, and also they added a thing where you can put a crosshair in the center of your screen, and sometimes that like helps people. So like, um, I tried that stuff, and the first day wasn't that bad. I kind of got through almost the whole day, I think, without getting motion sick. But once I got to like day 2 and 3, I had to stop playing early because I was like, I can't take it anymore. And it's the game wasn't, it had nothing to do with the gameplay. Like I was enjoying the game, but for some reason the game was really rough, and like more rough than like a comparable very fast action game. So I don't really know why, but it was the kind of thing where it's like when I went on the internet to be like, hey, you know, what can I do? A bunch of other people who said they don't normally get motion sick said they got motion sick on that game too. So I don't know what it, like I said, I don't know what it is. There it is. We can be an expert now. But yeah, it's just weird because it's like it used to be like, um, did you play Disco Elysium? I bought the game, but I never played it. And I think I refunded it because I didn't play it for so long. It was like 2 weeks, and I like just hadn't played it yet, so I just refunded it. I think I can't remember. I definitely bought the game when it was on deep discounts. Because, like, my problem with Disco Elysium before was you had to, like, read a lot. And it's not that, like, I'm necessarily, like, against reading a lot. It's just that, like, I have a hard time consuming information that's read. Like, I need it read to me. So, in the most recent version, the whole thing was voice acted. So, I was kind of like, here, there's a better chance that it's a game I can like tolerate. Like the problem will literally be if I read a bunch of information, if the reading is not the issue, I'll be like, I don't know, a couple hours later, and like there'd be really really relevant information or something in that read portion, and my brain just didn't retain it at all. It's like when I was in school, I could never study by reading out of a textbook. Like I was useless for me. I either needed like to actively do something to retain the information, or I needed to hear the information read to me. And like other people were like writing notes and shit, and for me it was like if I listened to the lecture, I retained all the information. But if I read it in the textbook, I retained zero of the information. So that's why it's like hard for stuff like that. Yeah, there's like some things that I could play. I just, you know, I always get into that state of mind where you're like, if I'm going to commit like 50 hours to something, I want to like make sure I want to commit like 50 hours to something. And then I get into a rut where I like think about what game to play for like 12 hours. It's like a waste of time. So in order for me to get the passive here, I have to spend another 3 knowledge. Brutal. Of course, Crassus wants me to play Final Fantasy, because of course he does. But I'm still committed to the idea that if I play Final Fantasy, I'm going to start on 1. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After that, I don't know. Because then it gets kind of weird. It's like, well, what happens when you get to 11? Oh yeah, those things. Yeah, those weird games. Yeah, those are oddball games, aren't they? The art style in those golden idol games, like, kind of made it look like a meme, a meme. Which game? Which game is this? This is a game called Brighter Shores. It's like an EverQuest clone, or not EverQuest. It's like a RuneScape clone. That's the best way we can describe it, in which you'll understand quickly. Alright, I'm gonna get up just for a second, and maybe we'll like putter around on Steam or something. Oh. Jay, I was gonna say like was it like historically it's kinda like I wanna play some like multiplayer game and I wanna do some farming and get some fat loot, and that's like gonna drive my interest. But that just doesn't work these days. I don't know. It just doesn't work. I just get bored, man. I get in there for a little while, and I don't have the time to like keep up with all these turbo gamers, and these turbo gamers, like, as soon as you get your character like doing something, you look at their character and their character looks like insanity compared to whatever the hell you're doing, and then you're like, well, I guess I'm an idiot. I cannot play in this arena. I just wish there was like some kind of sandbox MMO that was like not shit. That's the problem. They're all shit. I want to like just be some like farmer that like farms some crops and sells some fucking bread to other players. That's like all I want. But like that doesn't exist. Because that's what I used to do like a long time ago in like the Ultima realm, dude. Oh look, there's Crassus. How's the woven life? Did you get woven blapped again? I got on there up until the point where the guy gets kidnapped. And that's it. That's as far as I got. I made the character on softcore too. Bought gummies and started a new anime. Oh, I see. So much for that. I no longer trust Redhead blindly. Yeah, when it comes to anime, I think like people are gonna like different types. So if you get into a list where probably a lot of the people who are contributing to that list are interested in certain types, you might end up with the complete wrong fucking type of show to watch. Hold on, I might have to help bring groceries in. Let's just say I'm glad no one else was around. Yeah, that's a whoopsie doodle. Oh, that's a whoopsie. Oh, I didn't see any of those guys are Steelers. Okay. You're a Steeler. So are you. How much is the new drip? Have had them before, but they're really good. I just usually don't buy them because they're expensive. Oh yeah. I mean, I gotta like dip it down if it's like what you're worried about, but yeah, it's you can't even see in there right now. 3 gold. I got that much. Is he one and doneer on last epoch? Is that what happened? Zay, hi. Not too bad, how are you? Yep. Is what it is. you're only consuming one a week, then right, then it's fine. Oh, there we go, right there. Look at that. My new drip. Made a pally, got through campaign. Uh-oh. Nice. Thanks, Daisy. I appreciate it. See how much more I do? Oof. I have any other things that are mogged? I think that's it. Oh, it tells you on the minimap when one of these guys is a friggin' dirty thief. I didn't see that. Look at that. Oh, no, no, don't. No, it doesn't. Never mind. Just kidding. There's all kinds of thumbprints. But that thumbprint was a innocent person.
Your headphones now.
Classic child. Mm. Ice wallow cum? What? Oh, I see. I see. I get it. I get it. You got me. Holy fuck. Goddamn motherfucker. I really couldn't see how they were strange words, but I couldn't see how they made a bad statement until I said them out loud. Life of horror. Hello. How are you? Two dirty candle nappers. You never give up? No, I never give up. I never give ability points either. Every day, Life of Horror. Dumb Pro. Hi, how's it going? Number one. Thumbs up.
You get adult points?
Wow, great job. That is adult points, 100. Yeah, so maybe we should convert this into a half Brighter Shores, half mull about in the Steam library stream. We could do that. I love you content. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Boom. Oh, what? Come here. What? What, were you hoping that if you just pretended it didn't exist for a while, you wouldn't have to drink it? Is it time? I'm telling you, if Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster bundle was on sale right now. Play the one I have. No, I can't do that. I gotta do the other 6 first. It would just be wrong otherwise. I watched Mike play some of that Rebirth shit yesterday, and he was 70 hours into the game, and he was saying like, "Oh yeah, look at all these side quests you can do." And I was like, "What the fuck is this, Skyrim?" There's like fucking umpteen little mini shit side quests around the world that he was been doing for like the past 2 weeks. It's like, holy fuck. He's enjoying, you could be enjoying too. Well, you know, I kind of see it somewhat like the mini bar at the hotel, you know. It's not that those snacks are not meant to be enjoyed, but you got to enjoy them at just the right moment. Or else they're not worth the price of entry. Say Shadow Boy VR. Shadow Boy VR. Okay, I said it. I didn't get tricked like the last guy, so I don't feel too bad. You're a new Yawtauber. Okay. Is that like a new yogurt? Brighter Shores, why? Why does it take so much knowledge? It's just advanced forensics. We don't need a sophisticated degree for that. You know, I can already do refined forensics. Can't be much different. pioneering forensics. Oh, that's it's spicy. What game you play? Huh? Okay, what's in the puzzle section on Steam? That's kind of where my brain is. What's in the puzzle section? That is actually a puzzle. You know what I mean? And not like one of those other bullshit games that says, "Oh, it's got a puzzle in it." Like The Legend of Zelda, that's a puzzle game. I mean, kind of, but not really. Oh, I guess there's that Talos Principle shit too, but I'm worried that'll also make me want to vomit. Are you the only one watching? Absolutely not. You're just maybe the only one watching on that platform. Don't worry, my broadcast goes to 4 different platforms. You're never alone. At minimum, I'm here. The Case of the Golden Idol. Oh my god, the art on this is so odd. Stop right there, criminal scum. What's on my wish list? What's going on, man? What's going on with this whiskey bottler game? I don't get it. I need this in my life. This is the one. This is the one I need. Why no news? Where is it? To be announced. What happened? When announced? Cowboy whiskey single malt. Cowboy whiskey single malt. That's too funny. Oh, you criminal scum. The hell is this? Oh. I'm gonna make sure I'm watching for criminal scums. There's one right there. I like how they only steal from this stall. They don't steal from the stall down there that's further away from the vendor. Stupid criminals. Wow, you're the only viewer. That's not true, but I'll let you think that. If it makes you feel special. Hey, Fluffball, how's it going? This is a game called Brighter Shores.
Are you? I'm gonna throw them out. I just bought a big chip.
Good, you. Not too bad. Not too bad, Fluffball. For some reason, the, Yo, RGC. For some reason, the vertical YouTube chat goes into the chat feed, but the horizontal YouTube chat doesn't. I wonder why that is. Jump out your passive. Oh, look, there you are right there. I see you. Stop right there, criminal scum. How close am I now? Halfway to another point. I need 2 more points. Oh, good. What do you think you're doing? Ooh. Done enough to detect her for her lifetime? Yeah, maybe. I kind of just keep up with the passive skill knowledge points and then accept my I accept my 2 points a day. I log in and get my 2 points and I say thank you and then I log off. 500 a couple weeks back, nice. Did you beat that puzzle game? Sort of. So I did complete a run that went to the 46th room. So in that way I beat the like basic premise of the game, I suppose, but after you do like a successful run to the 46th room, then it unlocks more like kind of end game content sort of stuff. So there is more to do. Like I didn't 100% the game, but I kind of beat the game somewhat. It took me 33 hours to do a full run. So I mean, in that logic, I kind of like spent as many hours as I spent $1 per hour, I suppose, in the cost to time spent ratio. So in that way, I kind of got my money's worth. But there's still like way more like puzzles in the game that you can like solve, and it adds new rooms, it adds new challenges and stuff like that. So I might do those. I'm not sure. The game's fun enough to like do more. It's the problem is like I don't know like how like RNG it's gonna be. I think the most frustrating part about the game is like you know how to solve a puzzle, but you can't get the rooms to like spawn in the right way. But there's a new room that I don't know how you get it exactly, but there's a new room after you've beaten the game at least once, and it makes it so you can adjust the rarity of other rooms without like a wrench. Like normally, like the only way to adjust the rarity of a room is if you have a gear wrench. You can adjust the rarity of mechanical rooms, and I already did that for the boiler room to try to make it more common, and I actually already got one of the boiler room puzzles completed. There's 2 live streams. Yeah, there's a horizontal one and a vertical one. If you're on YouTube, there's both formats are available. But there's a room that will change rarities of other rooms, like even if they're not mechanical rooms, it can change the rarity of any room. So in some ways, if you like play a lot, you can like meld your like room deck such that it becomes very easy to like complete certain kinds of combos and permutations that normally would be like pretty like RNG based to get regularly. So like you could do something, for example, you could make all of your gardens very common and make all of your red rooms very rare, which would be bad for your doors because red rooms tend to have a downside, but they have lots of doors. But you would always be able to completely combo off your gem combo with the green rooms, for example. But also it's the kind of thing where if you're looking to do a specific kind of thing, like, you know, the thing that you're trying to do has to do with bedrooms, then you can just like work on making the bedrooms common, and then it becomes like less RNG to like get something done, I suppose. Because like as soon as you beat the game, like the lever that allows you to beat the game the first time has like a lot of other content nearby it, basically. That doesn't unlock till you've pulled the lever at least once. So we might try some of these other random puzzle games too. That might be a thing we can do. I'm just always like slightly apprehensive with these puzzle games that have been out for a while because like people tend to like want to come in and spoil it, and it's like, why? Don't do that. People will still do it. Like when I was playing The Witness, like on one of the days that, one of the couple days I was playing The Witness, like a guy came in who was like, yeah, I'm basically a witness, a Wikipedia. And I was like, okay. And the guy like couldn't help himself to say stuff. And I kind of just like didn't want him to say anything. I was like cool with him being there or whatever, but and I was like, well, if I asked for something, then sure, your game, but like just don't offer random information. And the guy like couldn't help but offer random information. Or I would say something, I would make a rhetorical question, and the guy would answer my rhetorical question. And I was like, well, I didn't really say it like that because I wanted you to answer it. I was just thinking out loud. But the guy would still like feel like he could answer that, and I was like, just like, please don't. But yeah, if you migrate to the wide view, then you get to see more. You get to see more of. You get my other camera. I can't fit this like small camera in the vertical stream. And there's also obviously the game is wider than you see on the vertical stream too. Was your Easter pretty good? Didn't really do much, but I pretty much just played Blueprints for Easter, I suppose. It's not a bad way to spend Easter, I guess. FF7. What about FF1 remaster? Oh, I heard that they're making an official Oblivion remaster. Those guys have been working on Sky Oblivion for like 10 years, and then Microsoft's going to release an Oblivion remaster right around the same time Sky Oblivion comes out. Can you imagine spending 10 years to remaster Oblivion just to have the company who owns the IP do it themselves in like 1 year at the same time that your project is about to be done? What a fucking meme. I bet you though, what's going to happen is I bet you Sky Oblivion's going to be better than Oblivion Remaster. Because Oblivion Remaster is just going to be some shit that like Bethesda cranked out and it's like hot garbage. And that Sky Oblivion's going to be a bunch of people who are just legitimately like enjoy Oblivion and want it to be a better game. I bet you that's what's going to be. I bet you Sky Oblivion will just be a better game. It's hard to say though, because obviously Sky Oblivion is literally just like Oblivion shoehorned onto the Skyrim engine, right? So they're already complaining about using modern lighting effects in it. That's a weird complaint, I guess, to me. If you want to remaster, what else would you want other than them to use modern graphic settings? This person's definitely a criminal. I don't know about that other one, but I wasn't gonna get both. I merely report the news. I can't explain it. That's fair. Yeah, I don't understand it either. Boom. Is this banana clicker game still a thing? What is going on with that? Isn't that like some kind of money laundering scheme? I don't get the banana game. I kind of wish I could have played that fucking Chance of Sonara game again. That game was pretty good. There's like no other game like it. Trash Goblin. Look at this Trash Goblin.
And pay over the odds for them. And some of those customers may well be our brand new lizard folk. Donoval's people have been added. There's a much wider variety of.
Where's like the trailer? Why is there so many fucking trailers? The fuck? Troy's Zone. How's it going? How's your day? Not too bad. This is not what I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be like you had like broken fucking like random machines and stuff and you had to fix them. Not like a fucking Square Zapper game. It's kind of interesting. Here's a demo. Demo enjoyers. How you doing, Mr. Troy's Zone? You making a bacon or what? You fucking got, nerd. Get back here, you fucker. Oh. This is a game called Brighter Shores. It's like RuneScape, basically. Boxes, Lost Fragments. Oh, is this is the game that guy was telling me to play the other day. It looks like The Room. It kind of just looks like The Room, though. It seems like The Room, except you're like dealing with like puzzle boxes. Or it's pretty much just The Room. Yeah, it's pretty much just The Room.
Knife. Knife back on the counter. Knife back on the counter. But no, no, no. Knife back on the counter. I appreciate the ingenuity, but no. Okay, we don't want to do that because it would back up and okay. Knives that have guards on them, not allowed to use.
Child is playing with knives.
One here. Pull. That was a really smart way, like smart thinking, but dangerous.
Oh shit. Children will do anything for chips, man. They'll get out the biggest knife to get some chips, man. Open the chip box.
Yeah, Kiss, but you gotta give copy it.
God, 36. This is the last point. And then I actually have to go buy some forensics juice too, I think, though. I think I don't have any. This forensics, you have to, like, buy juice and convert the juice into money. But I think if you buy the juice, it's actually net negative. Hope you have a good day. Bye. See ya. Like, you have to actually, like, make your own juice with alchemy for it to not be shit. Or else you, like, lose money. I can't remember how it works. Okay. Oh shit. I'll post this, but Moet Hennessy Louis Vuitton sales plunged by 17% in the first quarter. That is horrible for spirits related products. That is terrible. That is very, very bad. Is it safe to come back? For now. For now. Doctor, unpronounceable assortment of letters. I'm sorry. Hi. Yeah, so it took me about 33 hours to you finished, and sort of. It took me 33 hours to find the 46th room. That's what I'll say. But after you find the 46th room, there's more content that gets unlocked. Kind of like in the same way that, like, if you play any roguelike game, like, completing a run doesn't mean you've finished the game. It just means that you can complete a run. So there is more content that unlocks after you kind of beat the game the first time. Yeah, sort of, I think. I was kind of the mind that, like, if I beat the game, I would just, like, tie up the loose ends. Like, I would just be like, maybe I don't care to, like, figure them out on my own. I'll just, like, well, I beat the game, I'll just look up the answers for the other stuff. But there's like a good chunk of new content that is, like, brand new after you beat the game the first time. So I haven't decided if I want to do it yet, so I haven't spoiled it, but there's a whole bunch of new stuff. What are you playing? Right now we're playing Brighter Shores. Are you winning? Well, this is the kind of game where you don't really win. And it's also the kind of game where you don't really lose. I guess winning in a game like this could be defined as whether or not you felt like your time was respected as you wasted in this landscape. So I can't tell you if I'm winning or not. I haven't decided. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I might do more. I did one run after the victory run just to see, and like it already gave me several new rooms I'd never seen before and showed me something new. So I'm not sure, because it just, yeah, I might play more. I just don't know how much more I want to look at rooms. I at least needed a break from it. So you will provide content or else will be forced to return to that anime. Look, man, if you want to subject yourself to whatever you found in that place, that is up to you. I just, for your sake, hope it's not one of those ones. But yeah, in the same vein, I'm like looking at all these like fucking like first person mice style puzzle games, and I'm like, maybe I should play some of these. Maybe they're pretty good. I just seen one here called Zone: The Explorer's Legacy. And it looked like it was a new game, But apparently it's a game from 1999 that looks like mice that they remastered. That's what it looks like. I was like, oh shit. We gotta get in here for this. This is the new thing to do.
My dear friend, it's nice to see you again through these few pages. The previous ones ended with my arrival in Amazon on board the Hydra float, a revolutionary invention of mine. Unfortunately, this first prototype had several imperfections. The mechanics of the craft failed us on the way, near Shipwreck Island. Since that day, I have only had one thing on my mind. Make right the wrong I have done. And take the egg back over there to the Amazon. Today, everything is in place. I have developed a new Hydra float that is specially designed for an expedition into the heart of the Amazon. I have carried out all the necessary checks and calculations and corrected all the imperfections.
Bye.
I need your help. Time is running out. Safe travels, my friend. Signed, Professor Alexandre Valamois.
It seems like it was an old game. 1999. Look at that vintage. Yeah, that's what it looks like, right? It's like a remaster of an old game. That's like miced. That's like miced, man. I have to go in the miced rabbit hole. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so what do I need to do this shit? Do I need this fucking one? Strong potion? I have to go see. I think I don't have any money for this shit anyway. Oops. What do you mean, maybe? Don't you Don't you just yearn for an adventure where there's a puzzle and it stumps you and then you figure it out and you're like, oh my god, I'm so smart. And you feel really smart because you figured it out. You used your brain. Your brain was working. And it did a thing. Imagine using the brain. Okay, so what do we need to get this thing going? Strong forensics. Okay. I think that's gonna like literally bankrupt me, but we'll have to go back and do a shitty thing. There's no way I can make strong forensics. How many of these can I buy? 46. In most games, that would mean we buy 46 and then we forensics them and end up with more money than we started. But I think in this game, that's not how it works. I think in this game it goes, okay, now you have less money than you started. Make money? What? No. We need Square Enix to put the Final Fantasy bundle on sale again. That's what we need. It's what we need. Went up by last time? I don't know. I was like, maybe. And then it wasn't on sale anymore. And I was like, guess not. That's pretty much what happened. There he goes. Doing some advanced forensics. Very advanced. Aha. We can log out now. Bro, could I join your Discord server? Yeah. Of course you can. It's public. It's a public Discord server. Just hit up my YouTube channel and you'll see a link in the channel page. Just play the best ones. If actually like good ones, then look at the rest. No, it's not. That's just not how I work. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I can't start and then start in the middle. That just doesn't work. Can't start in the middle. That's weird. Ain't working anyways. Mr. Ben, hi. This thing looks vintage. This thing looks vintage. Like, this means it's a blend of, like, 1 and 3-year-old lambics, right? Isn't that what that means? What else does that mean? Is there something else? Why is the link invalid? Is the link invalid? Hold on. If the link's invalid, I'll fix it, but it shouldn't be invalid. Most of the time they are blended with newer beers. Yeah, I kind of like read that it was like a blend of like 1 to 3-year-old lambics, but I wasn't sure if like there was anything else about it that's different. No, so the Discord link that's in my channel page does work properly, so I don't just go to my YouTube channel and hit that Discord link if you're interested in that server. The best type? Ude Biersel. Ude. It's old. It says it's old. It's an old one. Those Belgians be crazy. There's something. I mean, you got to be a little bit crazy to just leave your shit out in the open and let some fucking random yeast get in there. Gotta be a little bit crazy. Everyone else is like, no, don't do that. Very clean and sanitary. What do you mean clean and sanitary? Just let it do its own thing. Alcohol will protect it. Wow, good video. I love it. Thanks. Those Belgian be crazy. They do be crazy. But have you ever played Meist? I might play Meist. I'm thinking I might play Meist. I really want my brain to hurt. Not familiar? Oh, okay. It's a really old game, but they remaster it these days. You know how it is. I just wasn't sure if you were from that time frame or not in video games. I mean, it looks pretty good remastered. I played the OG. Oh, I played like some amount of the OG. Where you click the edges of the screen and shit and look at a new picture. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure the OG is in here too. No, it's not this one. There's also this thing, Real Mice. I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'm pretty sure the old one is in here too. Yeah, I think it's this. This the Masterpiece Edition. Full size version in browser. This is as good as it renders. Okay, that's how many pixels we're using in this time period. It won't load. I can't help you there. There you go. That's so good. I think they made a VR version. Yeah. And remember, this is the Masterpiece Edition. They have all kinds of shit in here. Meist 3 Exile. Oh my god, it's got a video. We gotta watch this. Ubisoft. Back when Ubisoft made real games. Instead of that shit they're going bankrupt for these days. Oh yeah, there you go.
My sons betrayed me. The arrogance they showed when I wouldn't set them free. Why? Sometimes the pain cuts so deep, I must lock it away. But the memories remain.
Whatever happened to that style of game? You know, like, you know, there was that period in video games where like it was like before 3D renders had taken off, and they would just splice these like live action guys into the game. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that? Like, we don't have modern versions of this where they like splice real people into the game.
But the memories remain a part of me. The ages I write are part of me too. They're my dreams, conjured up with ink and paper.
Do it for the memes, yeah.
And the fact that a pen stroke can bring these worlds to life amazes me. But it also gives me pause.
Oh man, that's just like baby food.
To escape.
Great pixelation.
I only hope my nightmares don't follow.
Nice. And the shit part is if you play the first game remastered, you're not gonna want to go play like the other ones not remastered, because they're gonna burn your eyes. What is this shit where they patched the game fucking last month? New content. They patched Meist with new content. Huge. 2025 new Meist content. But yeah, they'd have to like redo these other ones too, or else your brain would just be fried trying to play these old fucking ones. This one's not too bad though. 2004, not too bad. Could be worse, you know. Crassus, what are you not surprised we're looking at old games again? Old game better than new game, don't you know? Holy fuck. Old game always better than new game. I guess I'm not playing this game anymore. We're almost at whiskey time, so we'll just go to food and drink, even though we're kind of like not talking about that at all. We'll be talking about that soon. When did they release this one? June 2024. This is basically a new game.
Thank God you've returned.
Thank God you've
I
returned.
need your help.
You think they're working on Exiles
There's a great deal of
remaster?
history that you should know. And for reasons you will discover,
Oh, it looks so
I
good.
can't send you to Riven with a way out. Once you've freed Catherine, I'll come with a linking book. She'll know how to signal me.
I know what he's doing. He's watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake.
The island has been steadily decaying for years. According to my most recent measurements, it appears that
Oh
the fifth
my.
age has
Oh
entered its
my.
final days.
Is this exciting?
There's a very good chance, if all this goes well, that you'll be returned to the place that you came from.
Hi. Is this Meist? No, this is Riven. The sequel to Meist.
I apologize for the cage.
Oh, it looks so good. Doesn't that look so good? That's even more pog than the other one.
It's been a long time since I've attempted to persuade.
Of course, they're charging like $1 billion for this because, like, they know the kind of people who are gonna want to play this are gonna shell out. You mean mist, but with a Y? Is it not Meist? I thought you said it was called Meist, not Mist. I could be wrong. I have no idea. But every time I've ever heard anyone talk about this game, they refer to it as Meist. So I've never heard anyone call it Mist. That doesn't mean I'm right or those people are right. That just happens to be my experience. Yeah, I'm motivated. Look, they made brand new content in 2025. That seems big pog. Brand new Meist content. 30-year-old game. Easy. I knew that it is Riven. Well, you asked me if it was mice, and I said, no, it's Riven. So that's why I said that. I feel like that makes some amount of sense, but... Oh, there's this mouth-washing game, too. I feel like it's like seizure inducing though. It kind of reminds me, this reminds me of that game Arctic Eggs. That's what it reminds me of. You need Jesus. What? You don't like you don't want to play mouth washing? It really reminds me of that game Arctic Eggs. Mouthwash. Doesn't this seem like a time? Apparently this game is really good, this mouthwash game. Overwhelmingly positive. Reminds me of those old PS1 games. It's definitely got like that very intentional vintage feel. I have no idea what the game's about, but I know it's very popular. $500K copies sold, look at that. Oh no. Oh no, what? Do you hear it? I feel like you're in the time frame for this game, Ken Breastballs. Are you at the dreaded why should I play stage? Somewhat. Somewhat a little bit. A little bit, maybe. But somewhat, like, I enjoyed that Blueprints game so much, I like, my brain went to, like, what games are like that? And the answer was Meist. But you don't have to play the old Meist anymore, where you, like, click to move and it's just screenshots. There's remasters now. Require caffeine. Where is coffee pot? More puzzle, yeah. And Nyla was saying about these like fucking Golden Idol fucking games too. But I always look at these and I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? The art is just like so off it. But they're very popular. Kevin, how's it going? Sid Meier's Pirates. And they got like DLCs and shit. Like people like this. Overwhelmingly positive. You know?
Can you get me your
And there's a new one, this one. Sick with low quality. It's something. This is why we can't have FF because I don't want to pay $100 for the bundle. That's why. What? Well, there's a bundle that has every Final Fantasy remaster from 1 to 6, but it's $100. And it was on sale and I didn't buy it. I could play it right now, but I don't want to spend the full price. The idol rises. Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe. Crassus, my wife's on your side, I think. She told me to just buy it. There's so many games on Steam that I'm unaware of. Yeah. Steam is huge, man. It's ginormous. There's so many games. And some of them are like buried because the algorithm on Steam probably only shows you games that are roughly like the games you've already played. So if you don't like play games like this, you'd never see this. We'll give 800k likes maybe. Oh, thanks. With the slop they pump out in AAA studios these days, I can see why people will go looking for quirky different games. Yeah. This one was not overwhelmingly positive. This one was, though. Is it the same developer? Yeah. What else is there one? I had this one on my wish list for a while. What was it called? Like Return of the Obra Dinn or something like that. This thing. But I kind of thought I might get like fucking really sick on this thing. Because the graphics are really strange, but it's in 3D. I thought I might get sick off of it. You played Curse of the Obra Dinn? Or whatever, Return of the Obra Dinn?
You bastards may take exactly what I give you! Come on before she kicks off.
Like, it seems kind of cool, but I feel like my brain would be like, what the fuck am I looking at? And I would get fucking seasick.
Keep rowing! Where is Let them go!
Lost at Sea, 1803, the good ship Obra Dinn.
These trade ships, these Indiamen, not much keeping them above water, but planks of wood and the grace of God. Only surprise about the Obra Dinn, it's come back empty.
Nice, released autumn in 1818. Overwhelmingly positive. That is a lot of sales. Wait, that is so many. Like, that is so many. Why does it keep doing that? 26,000? Like, that means it sold like 800,000 copies. That's a fucking shit ton. For it to have 26,000 reviews and be overwhelmingly positive, the game has to be goated. There's no way. That's like really insane. Lucas Pope. Oh, he's the Paper Please guy. This guy, he made Paper Please, and then he made Curse of the Obra Dinn, and I bet you this guy is just a millionaire now, off on some island, never to work again. He's done. He's never gonna make another game. Absolutely. Why would you? Fuck working. What is this publisher? It's just his publisher, probably. Yeah. Because Paper Please sold a shit ton of copies. Definitely over 1 million copies. Paper Please, are you serious? Yeah. This guy made 2 games. He made Curse of the Obra Dinn and Paper Please. And I assume he probably just doesn't have to work and he doesn't make anything else. That's like the wild thing a little bit about making games, like making indie games, is like if you like crank out a winner out of your own sweat and labor, then like it can just like go crazy. Coltonia, how's it going? Lucas Pope. Oh, he made other games though. He made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. I wonder if these games are on Steam. They probably have like actual publishers. No, it's like not even on here. What is this? Have you guys ever heard of this thing? A Playdate console? Handheld video game console? It came out 3 years ago. You guys ever heard of this? What the fuck is that? Apparently he made a game for this console. Units sold 70,000. That's not very many. There's 24 games for it. I've never ever even heard of this thing. That's so weird. Huh. Interesting. Interesting stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe crashes. Maybe tomorrow. My wife said just buy it. So I don't know what that means, but you have to go. All right. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Are you just browsing Steam? I was. We were doing that. But now it is roughly about time where I talk about alcohol-related things. So if you're interested in bourbon, scotch, rum, cognac, now is the time where we make content for those types of substances, I suppose. So if you're a fine spirits enjoyer, you're in the right place. But I do some of this every day. This is my main YouTube channel content, so if you guys are on YouTube, I am a alcohol-related broadcaster. Who would name a console play date? Well, I think the idea is that you have a play date with the console rather than a play date with a person. The console is your play date. It's a very strange little console, though. You're going now? Alright, see ya. It's a new, tiny handheld game system with a bunch of brand new games. We made Playdate just for fun. So they're all games exclusive to this handheld console, and apparently they made it just for fun. What does this cost? $229 US. I mean, it's the first time I've ever heard of this thing, so they did a terrible job of marketing it. But I guess if they're not trying to really make really make any money, then I guess that's okay.
Got a little box called Playdate.
I love it. What is it?
It's a new thing. It plays games.
I already have a thing that plays games.
Me too, but this is a little different.
We wanted to try something different, and so we did the most difficult, different thing that you could possibly.
Let's take another look. Say hello to Playdate.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks. That means a lot. Here's a hand. Playdate fits right there. There's an A button, B button, D-pad, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB-C, all the hits.
Wait, what's that thing?
That's the
Crank.
It's a crank.
Yeah, seriously, what is it?
The crank. You crank it, like this. It can control the games. It's fun. Now look at this. The display, extremely high resolution.
Is there a backlight?
No, but the screen is super reflective. You can even play it by candlelight.
Really?
Maybe. Playdate was dreamed up by this company called Panic. They're in Portland. They love making things. And this is the first time they've made hardware. So they got a little help from this company called Teenage Engineering. They're over in Stockholm. This guy named Jesper came up with the idea for the crank.
Okay, so who makes the games?
Some people you've heard of, some people you haven't.
You are so mysterious. I love it. So what are these new games they're working on?
That's the best part. You won't know what you're getting, not until they Wi-Fi themselves into your Playdate. You know that feeling when...
That's a great feeling.
And that's what Playdate is all about. A game appears and then...
So you don't buy the games? The games are Wi-Fi'd. They're downloaded to the system automatically. So the game, the thing just comes with the games. But when they release new games, the games just go onto your device. You don't like buy it, so you don't have no idea what the game's going to be like. That's kind of cool a little bit.
A week later, you get a new one. It's like a season of TV.
A mystery surprise game that could be basically anything?
Now you're getting it.
How long is the season?
12 weeks, 24 games. All season long. You and her and that guy over there and everyone else will be enjoying these mystery surprise games you can't play anywhere else. And also this. Every playdate can be used to make your own games. So, what do you think?
All right, I'll do it.
Great. Ready for your playdate? Oh, and you can also get this snap-on dock with a speaker and a place to hold your pen.
Oh my god.
The crank part looks like it's going to be annoying quick. Yeah, I'm not. That's the part I'm most skeptical about is the crank thing.
Control the games.
Like this segment of the video to me, like
Seriously, what is it?
The crank.
to me is like my brain goes no, I don't want to like crank this thing to make my man move. Fuck that.
You crank it like this. It can control the games. It's fun. Now
That's like no, fuck that. Everything else seems kind of cool. Who would name a company Panic? I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, so it is Monday. And Monday we do our whiskey review. Such a strange place too. Makes it annoying to hold by the looks of it. Well, yeah, it's like you'd have to hold it with one hand and then the crank sticks out here and you'd have to crank. But imagine if you're like left-handed. You're like fucked. You're instantly fucked. Like the machine seems like it's made to be held in the left hand and played with the right hand almost. Right? Like there's like this mode, but there's also like this mode. I don't know. It's quirky and weird, and that's kind of appealing. But quirky doesn't necessarily mean good. It kind of seems like a hipster game console, if that makes any sense. Like it's the kind of game console that you want to take out and play in the presence of other people so that they ask you what the fuck is that, and you're like, haha, I have this cool hipster game console. That's kind of what it feels like a little bit, right? It kind of feels a little hipster. But it could be cool. I don't know. I have a hard time feeling like I'm going to spend what is probably like 300 Canadian dollars on it. That sounds like a lot for that, but I definitely see where the market is for that. It's an accurate description, yeah. All right, so we're gonna get out the wheel, which I think is mostly up to date. We'll see if we can find something we haven't reviewed yet. Imagine you bought this console and you thought you could go to the store and like buy games for this. That's really built-in games. Yeah, there's not a lot of games and they're built in. The plus side is you get all the games for free. It's not like you buy the console for $300 and then you have to pay for games. The downside is you don't know what the fuck the games are. And you don't know what fucking games you're gonna get. But you do get a new game every week for like half a year or something like that, which seems kind of cool. I don't know. There's like, it seems kind of cool, but it seems kind of like hipster and non-practical at the same time. It's like just expensive enough that like, I wouldn't buy it like just to see what it's about. It seems like it's just slightly too expensive for that. But it's almost in the price range where I feel like I would just buy it just to see. The problem, I think the hard sell on something like that right now is like a lot of people already spent, you know, $100 to $1,500 on their fucking phone that could run those fucking games. Probably they just don't have a crank handle and a fucking buttons. So it's like, well, Why don't you just make it for my phone like every other mobile game company, you know? Game Boys are a hard sell, I think, in the everyone has a phone era. And that's kind of what it is. It's a weird Game Boy. It's just a little bit. I think the target market is definitely like hipster gamers. It's definitely like hip and weird and new. Like I've never even heard of that thing before, and I bet you if I brought it anywhere and got it out, no one would have any clue what that thing is. But at the same time, it's like flashy and interesting enough that everyone would want to ask you what the fuck that thing is. Especially the crank part, right? Why is my phone not charging? The crank part really makes it stand out, I think. There it goes. Okay, so do a spin, or I'll be logged out and I have to re-log in to use my widget. I fucking hate that. I want there to be a world where I can get a widget that I don't have to use fucking Streamlabs for. To be honest, it's the most annoying part about this widget. Boom. That and the interface doesn't like support the number of like things I want to put on the wheel. It's like really difficult to... I've already reviewed this one. Have I? Wait, let me double check. I think I already reviewed that one. Why is my... why is Discord being weird? Pretty sure I already reviewed Abuna. Did I not review Abuna? Maybe I didn't. Maybe we're doing Abuna. I was sure I already reviewed Abuna. Hold on. My Discord's being weird. It like undid my like theme. I hate that. I did review Abuna. Okay. So did I do Redbreast 12? I don't think I did Redbreast 12. I think I only did Redbreast Listau. So I think it's Redbreast 12. Why is my theme fucked up? What happened? I'm annoyed. Appearance. There we go. Now it's back to normal. Okay, it removed my theme for no reason. I think I must have updated Discord or something and decided to remove my theme. Okay, so Redbreast 12. Great. Wikipedia Oracle says it was announced in 2019, but really actually in 2022. The thing says it came out 2 years ago, but I don't know how accurate that is. I just whatever was on there. You got Report Charlotte sitting here, which I'm almost done writing notes for all of the new bottles. I still have to write notes for the 2 new spots and the 3 indie bottles that we got. And then after that, I have to take all the pictures and upload them all to the spreadsheet. It's a lot of bottles, so it's taking some time for that to happen, but I did work through some of it this weekend. But today, it's Redbreast 12-year-old. I'm going to get a Glen and some water, and I'll be right back. Oh shit, I've been muted this whole time. I'm sorry. Fuck me. Alright, today a live review of the Writer's Tears Double Oaked Irish Whiskey. This is a blend of single malt and single pot still Irish whiskey, and this brand is owned, Walsh Whiskey is owned by the Amber Beverage Group. This is non-chill filtered, natural color, 46%, ABV, 92 proof. It is a mix of ex-bourbon and ex-cognac casks, ex-dough cognac. Now, this particular brand has kind of had like trouble getting themselves going. This particular bottle is sourced, so this is sourced Irish whiskey. They do mention it comes from a Cork distillery, and if we're talking about a Cork distiller, we're talking about the Middleton distillery, the Jameson distillery. Some people said something about some amount of it may be sourced from Bushmills. I don't know if that's true or not, but at least probably a lot of it comes from Middleton. These guys did try to build a distillery. They had a distillery built for them, which ended up being called the Royal Oak Distillery, and their investment kind of like fell through or something like that. And that is the distillery that now produces a Busker Irish whiskey. So these guys tried to make the distillery that ended up being the Busker Distillery. They also tried to make a new distillery with investment from their new owner, Amber Beverage, and the city council in Carlisle like denied their permit or something like that. So I don't know what's going on exactly. They can't seem to get a distillery built, but their stuff at this point is still sourced. I assume it's Middleton juice, but maybe there's some Bushmills in here. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this is a mix of single malt and single pot still. That is a mix of ex-bourbon and ex-cognac from the Doe brand cognac. You're back. Welcome back. Captain Turtle, hi. Really tall bottle. Tall and long bottle. So, of course, this is triple distilled Irish whiskey. We'll be rating it out of 100. 25 for aroma, 25 for palate, 25 for finish, 10 for texture, and 15 for my personal subjective experience here. We spilled some on the mouse. So there's our non-chill filtered natural coloration here. Not quite sure what the age of this is exactly, but again, there's some ex-cognac casks in here, so that probably adds to some of the color. Your YouTube is cool, thanks, man. So I'm just gonna give this a minute to kind of like let the alcohol kind of just chill for a minute. Sajiru, welcome back. The one thing about these, I kind of like love these bottles, but the problem with these bottles for me is they're just so fucking goddamn tall. They don't fit in any convenient location. The cabinet I have this in right now, it hits the top of the shelf. It's kind of really annoying. It's a cool bottle though. That being said, my experience with this bottle has been, it's pretty tasty. It does have a pretty rich, like winey cognac note in the mid palate. I can't remember how we described this. Last time we had it, because it's been so long since I had some of this, but I do remember like some like baked pastry and spices kind of notes. How's it going? Not too bad. So we'll go over our first impressions here. Usually we take about 3 sips before we start to talk about numbers. Oh yeah, definitely get some of that like rich, grapey, winey note on the aroma there. Like the cognac cask is so obvious. Oh, that is quite a nice aroma. You kind of get like some of that like orchard fruit, kind of like baked apple, kind of orchard fruit kind of note. And that's mixed with like some of that like kind of like winey kind of like grape characteristics, but there's a little bit of malt in there. It is a little bit bready. Again, we got some unmalted barley in here with the blend. So again, it's a blend of single malt and single pot still, and single pot still will contain at least 30% unmalted barley. We don't know how much unmalted barley is in here, but yeah, some nice baked apple, some spices in there, a little bit of that like malty bready character. Definitely can detect that cognac wine element. Just like, and it's not like super spicy. It's kind of just like, it almost feels like that bready maltiness. Kind of like conveys that this like apple grape sort of thing is kind of like baked. It feels like a baked good, like a pastry, with just like enough subtle spice in there. Yeah, it's really nice. It's not terribly like complex in terms of like, hey, there's lots of crazy things going on, but the notes it is hitting are quite rich and quite enjoyable. I've never like kind of had a nose quite like this, and the presentation is such that is very like, hey, it's very unique. It's very individual. Yeah, I've had cognac notes and wine related notes before. And yeah, I've had like apple orchard fruit and then kind of like baked good related notes before. But I've never had them kind of wrapped up together quite so well. The intensity is like, hey, like medium intensity, I suppose. It's not like super duper strong, but it's not like we're not hunting for flavor. It's present enough at this ABV that it's pretty nice. To some extent, we bought this bottle quite a while ago, and I really enjoyed this one and wanted to get some more of these Writer's Tears bottle, but they kind of like dried up a little bit near me. That being said, I kind of forgot a little bit about this brand. They do have like a sherry cask and like an ice wine cask and some other things going on with it. I think they have a single pot still exclusive one. That being said, all those things sound like sort of less interesting than like this bourbon cognac mix we got here. This cognac I think is really adding to the experience. And I don't know, like a straight sherried or like regular old single pot still would kind of like hit as well as this does for me, but We should get around to trying them eventually. They're definitely like absent in my market, but we might be able to get some at a province. It's really nice though. All right, Writer's Tears, Double Oak, Triple Distilled Irish Whiskey on the palate. Sláinte. Really soft and smooth, silky triple distilled mouthfeel. You do get a good amount of spiciness. That's probably the major difference, I think, on this for me from the nose is the palate comes across a little bit more spicy. You do get some of that like cognac, grape, kind of wine note in the mid palate, along with some like pretty typical like apple fruits with a little bit of like what would you call it? Oh, bud. Hold on. Let me deal with our why is that? Let me deal with our friend here. Okay. We won't have that guy again. I gave that guy 2 chances and still he comes in here and says weird things. So we'll not see him again. Anyway, yeah, the palate still has some of that like we'll miss him. That kind of like baked apple with some of that like wine note, but a lot more spicy. There's a little bit of the malts in there, but not nearly as heavy. I think the most heavy part about the palate for me right on the outset is the spiciness. Definitely kicks up compared to the aroma. I went into a bunch of things to try to ban this guy's ass because the way I had it set up before, all my chats were like in one window, but I couldn't ban anyone from that window because it was a multi-chat. So I went to go ban him from the YouTube channel, but I forgot that I changed it so that I have a YouTube chat for every one of my YouTube streams, so I could just ban him from the chat right in front of me. I'll remember that for next time. But yeah, he's the guy that came in the other day talking about weird egg stuff. He's got like a weird egg thing. He likes eggs. Anyway. There's a touch of like honey coming in now. Yeah, there's just like a touch of honey. Not a whole lot. But like that sweetness is kind of like showing a little bit. Just a touch. Just a touch of honey. Oh. Do like the nose. The intensity of the palate, aside from like the spicy components, maybe could use a little bit of oomph. But we really like the nose. The nose is quite lovely, actually. Finish starts off A little bit of that sweetness, a little bit of that spiciness. Some malt in there. A little bit of barrel. A little bit of that oak. We'll say length is medium. Like, pretty fair. Yeah, finish is like pretty fair in length. Not wholly complex. You got, again, some spiciness, some maltiness. A little bit of sweetness in there. Not really hitting with the fruits on the finish, but that's okay. I think the one place where I would like just a little more oomph on the palate would be nice. Like, kick up that cognac note, kick up that baked apple. Just kick it up just a little bit. Texture is nice. Again, triple distilled whiskey, so does coat pretty well. Does kind of like roll off the tongue pretty well, if that makes any sense. Good smoothness in terms of texture. But again, just maybe like slightly soft on the actual like fruit characteristics. Could be a little bit louder there. Yeah. Really fast, yeah. You know, that sweetness is not really moving much past like that kind of honey touch. Just maybe like fruit getting into a bit of a peach. You know, peaches and apples and grapes, baked, slightly spicy, slightly sweet. Definitely like that malt character is just hitting really much like baked good. Almost like if you wanted to say like muffiny almost. So I'll do one more sip and then we'll talk about some numbers here. But so far, like the aroma. Palate's pretty good. Finish is okay. Yeah, I feel like I pretty much got the gist of it, you know? Like I got the gist of it. Ah, the Queen's Blood Enjoyer has awoken. The side quest master. Yeah, Crassus bought me a copy of original Final Fantasy VII. Like that's probably like 8 months ago now, and he's been trying to get me to play it ever since. It's time for you to log in, and I keep telling him, I want to play 1 through 6 first, and you can get them in a bundle, and. And I was like, well, the bundle's not on sale. I don't want to buy the bundle. It's not on sale. and then my wife was like, just buy it. I might play it tomorrow. I don't know. I'm really enticed by those videos of Meist and Riven though. Those looked sick. 1 through 6, yeah, you can get remastered ones, and before you get too excited, okay, you can 2 pounds of chocolate are proud of me. Enjoy the diabetes, I guess. You can mod all of the games so that they have voice acting. All of them. There's a voice acting mod, so we might gotta do it like that, you know. All right, so aroma, man, pretty good. Some good notes, some good combination notes. I'm not doing anything crazy, vast, wild. Good cognac hit. I gotta wait 6 whole games to the good part. Those games are that bad? I'm pretty sure Crassus was playing 4. Weren't you playing 4, Crassus? It's pretty good nose. It's the best part. 18. Out of 25. All right, let's try to focus on the palette here. 6, oh, whatever. 6 for 16, 14, 3. So I think the palette, again, there's some good notes in there. Just a little soft for me, I think. Just a little soft. Yeah, and you get some good baked apple, cognac, spiciness hits there with a little bit of malt. Slightly tame on the palate, but pretty good. 16. Use all games as excuse to dodge good game. No, I feel like if my wife is telling me to buy the bundle, she probably will expect me to play them all. All the games in it. Yeah, Crassus is just saying that I'll play the old games first, and then I'll use that as a reason to not play the new games because the old games are worse, according to him. Right, exactly. She's gonna make me play all of them if I buy it. Locked in. Now, that being said, that's still way cheaper than buying Meist and Riven. Meist and Riven, those two games are the same price as that whole bundle. I don't think I've ever seen Meist on sale either, unfortunately. I think they know. They know if you want to play Meist, you're going to spend the $45. That's probably why they managed to like make a patch for it. They're probably making a bank off that thing. I'll have to see what the sales are like. I'm curious. It's a little bit congested, but we're good. All right. Let's focus on the finish. First hits, slight sweetness, slight maltiness, with that spice note. A little bit of oak kind of creeps in there. But mostly kind of like spice and oak lingering a little bit. You might get like a bit of like grape skin on the finish. It feels like there's a little bit of something there extra. But I don't know what to call it. It feels like kind of cognac, tannic, winey related. I don't know. Grape skin's what I'll say today, but there's like a little bit kind of bitter wine tannic part there that I can't quite get. Pretty reasonable. 17. All right, out of 10, let's talk about the texture. Again, it's a pretty solid ABV, 46% alcohol. Dial Dozer, how's it going? This is a triple distilled whiskey, so that triple distillation kind of adds to providing a nice smooth texture. Okay. Okay. Let's get rid of you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. The unfortunate part is, like, if I delete their messages out of YouTube, it doesn't, like, remove them from this part right away. That's kind of annoying. We'll have to find out a way to fix that. I wonder if I have to go into my aggregate chat to do that. Pretty good texture, good mouthfeel. I'm trying to eat over here. YouTube's a fucking Wild West, man. People just do whatever the fuck they want on there. It's crazy. Give it a 7. Pretty good. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can, like, delete those from the aggregate chat. Because, like, the chat that goes here is managed by a completely different source than the YouTube chat or the Twitch chat. I'm just like annoyed that when I delete the messages on the YouTube chat, it doesn't delete them here. They stay here. But maybe there's something I can do for that. Okay. We got some winners. We got some winners today. Got some winners today. It's a holiday, right? Yeah. It might have something to do with it. This is the first time it's been this big of a problem, though, so I don't know. If kiddos are out in full force, yeah. If I had just like, I just wish that this aggregate chat would fix itself when I delete the message, because the message is gone now, but it gets stuck there. We'll have to fix that. It's spinning. That's right. It's spinning. Look at that. So at a 15, my personal experience, do enjoy the aroma pretty good. Palate's a little soft for me. What I like the most about this particular bottle is simply that it kind of brings together a couple different notes that normally you don't get together, and such a like nicely presented way. Again, the malty components very much convey like baked goods. You kind of get like a spicy baked apple note. You get like some of that like cognac is like present but not overbearing. It's tied well together, blended well, well balanced. The first sip I had, the spice kind of spiked a little bit on the palate, but that kind of like toned down in later kind of sips. So it's still pretty good, but for the most part, it's just that it's so well crafted and tied together. That's like my favorite part about this. And it's kind of slightly unique in the notes that get presented. That being said, it's not doing anything wild and crazy, nothing new and innovative, despite the fact that maybe it has a cognac barrel, which is not like, you don't see that too often, but it's working really well here. So for me, it stands out a little bit. We'll give it an 8 out of 15. It stands out just enough. So for this, 18 and 16 and 17 and 7 and 8 is 66. 66 out of 100. And we call this great. This is barely great. This is a great whiskey. Barely. Just barely. Barely made it into the great category. It's not good. It's great. Pretty good. And we haven't had this for a while, so kind of nice for that. But again, this one, I think the cognac barrel really adds to this bottle. I don't know if you just had a plain Jane sherry barrel, which they have, or like they also have one that is ex-bourbon, but just single pot still. And they also have one that's like I think it's cask strength. I don't know if they'd be as interesting as this one. Now, some intensity on the cask strength one would be nice. But I'm not sure that without the cognac part, if it would really really impress me as much. Okay, brother. But yeah, still pretty good. We'd like to try more of their offerings. They do have an ice wine cask, which I've never had something in ice wine. That's probably like really sweet. It's probably kind of like similar to like a port, or maybe like a, I don't know, it would be similar to like port or PX or something like that. I don't know how sweet ice wine tends to be. But yeah, that's one of the only distilleries I've seen that has an ice wine cask. If I can get my hands on an ice wine cask, I might try an ice wine. It might be kind of cool. Overall, for a sourced whiskey, again, this is sourced and blended. They've done a pretty good job of making something that's worth buying, right? Like, because at the end of the day, this all comes from the same distillery, so assumedly the same distillery as Jameson, Redbreast, the Spots. So if the juice all comes from the same place, but somehow they've managed to find a way that, you know, they've crafted something unique and interesting and different and tasty and worth whatever they're charging up on that sourced price for them, man, they're doing a great job with it. Despite the fact that they've tried to make 2 distilleries now and can't seem to make that work. But yeah, pretty good. So yeah, we did get to the 46th room in Blueprints. There's a whole lot of other stuff I could do, which we might do. We might play Final Fantasy 1 tomorrow, maybe. See what happens. Might play Meist tomorrow, maybe. See what happens. But one thing we will do is we will talk about the my top 10. So again, we've done more than 50 reviews now, but once we hit our 50 review mark, we've been doing some recap, and we'll go through my top 10 highest rated whiskeys tomorrow in the recap, and then we'll be on our way to doing a top 100 next time. So that is on the docket. The things you won't do is play FF7. No, I won't play FF7 tomorrow. That I'm not doing. If I play FF1 though, we'll be closer to playing FF7. That's a promise I can make. We'll be closer. Here's a fact though. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and then play the remakes? Or do I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever, until the remakes would have came out chronologically? What am I supposed to do? Chronological order? Is that what you said? Hey Cap, how are you? You're here right at the last second, but you're here. I respect that. It's cooked. What? What's wrong with Final Fantasy VIII? Does it suck? Is it really dog shit? Which one has Blitzball? Is that 10 or 11? No, 11 is the MMO. It must be 10. Eight is goated? Well, and by 8 I mean 9? Oh, so I should play them in chronological order. 8 is dog water. For a Monday that should be a holiday, it's super busy. Yeah, I still have to work. It's not really a holiday for us normal people. Unless you're my wife, she gets a day off. Must be nice. Eight is dog water. Rip to the Pope. Oh, is the Pope dead? Hold on. News happened. Wait. What? Is the Pope dead? Pope, enter. Oh shit, the Pope's dead, everyone. I guess this is a religious topic somewhat, but that's just an interesting thing. You only get so many popes. At 7:35 this morning. Kind of crazy. It happened on Easter Monday. Well, in the faith, they would probably call this, you know, something that would happen deliberately, right? What is this? I'm not going to say anything because it's religious related, so we're not going to touch that. But, yeah, we're not going to touch. We're not going to. What does I want to say stuff? We're not going to say anything. That's the wisest thing we can do in this situation. Today we reviewed the Writer's Tears Double Oak Irish Whiskey. It achieved a 66 out of 100, which is great. It's a great score. Barely. In order to achieve a great score, you have to score at least 65 in my system. So 66, it's barely great. It's great, just barely. Yeah, a mix of single malt and single pot still, triple distilled Irish whiskey, mix of ex-bourbon and ex-cognac casks. A little bit of that cognac, winey kind of thing going on there. Pretty tasty. And yeah, tomorrow, like we were saying, we're going to talk about my top 10 and my 50. Whiskey guy, hi, welcome back. I don't know. We're going to talk about my top 10 scores in my top 50, or not my top 50, but my 50 reviews. And then after that happens, I have to add all the reviews I've done since then, which I think I'm up to 10, which may be a lot of work. What's the last review I added here? Oh, it was Blanton's. How many reviews have I done since Blanton's? One, two, three, four, five, six. Oh, that's not so bad. I guess I was sick a little bit, so I didn't review stuff then. Not enough reviews. Yeah, well, I try to do twice a week. What's going on right now? Oh, we're just chatting. You know, we're just chilling. I reviewed. I just reviewed this Writer's Tears Double Oaked Irish Whiskey. Yeah, I do about 2 reviews a week, which again, it's kind of like I try to open less than 2 bottles, 2 new bottles a week. I try to. I mean, I only schedule to open 1 bottle a week. So if I open 1 bottle a week, and then review 2 bottles a week, eventually I'll have caught up to all the bottles. That's the idea. It gives us plenty of room for like other stuff. But sometimes you guys get me to open more than 1 bottle, and that's okay. But that is the framework. Is eventually we'll have everything reviewed. Yeah. Do you have a Twitch channel? Yes. Why, yes, I do. If you go into my YouTube channel, you should have there should be a Twitch link right on the channel page there. Or you can just use my name, Bloodboiler, capital R, and search me on Twitch, and I'll be there. We've been doing this Twitch thing for a little while, so. Again, I know that every time you pop up, I'll know I'm talking about whiskey, but I do talk about whiskey on Twitch TV too, but I also play games. So if you're into like video games and shit like that, Hunter, how's it going? But yeah, that's about it. That's about it for today. I gotta work. It's on a vacay for me. Sad. Very sad. Yeah, tomorrow my top 10 reviews. We'll play something tomorrow. I thought you only played Blueprints. No, not really. I was just happened to have been playing Blueprints the past little while. I did manage to beat the 46th room on Blueprints, but there is other stuff I could do on Blueprints. There's lots of other content. But we've been spending some time discussing today. I might take a break and do some other stuff. So I don't know like what kind of games you're into, but I might play some more puzzle games, or I might start playing some Final Fantasy games or something like that. That's kind of the things that are immediately apparent to me. More puzzle, or maybe Final Fantasy. Maybe we could do both. Maybe we'll just alternate. We'll do Final Fantasy one day and then puzzle on the next day. Wouldn't that be fun? Play Skyrim, you know, that's the thing that's possible, you know. I bought Skyrim when it came out and I played it for like an hour or something like that and then never played it really again. So Skyrim is like mostly unspoiled for me. I don't watch it. I never played it. Star Citizen is free for a week. Is that a game yet? I think of Star Citizen and I think of like, you know, technically yes. Oh, okay. You miss it on so much. Oh, I know. But it's partially because I'm like, up until like maybe the past couple of years, I mostly just played multiplayer games, not like single player games. So I skipped a lot of good single player games. It's the most stable state it's been. It's interesting because weird story, kind of weird story and weird side story. But once upon a time, in a realm far, far away, before World of Warcraft, there was a game that that you may or may not have known called Ultima Online, and there was a guy who worked on the Ultima games, those 2D games, before Ultima Online came out. And he worked a little bit on Ultima Online. But he went off and made his own company. And he made a game called Dranzik, which is now modern day known as Asian Empires. And I played a shit ton of this game, Dranzik. And a lot of people that I know played a bunch of this game, Dranzik. And it was like a sandbox MMO game. And I promise this is relevant here in a minute, but eventually that guy had to sell Dranzik, and then it got rebranded to Asian Empires, and you can still play it today, but it's a abomination of the game that he made. But I've been following this designer for a long time, that he's been trying to make his own games, but he had a day job for many, many years working on the back end of Star Citizen. And originally a lot of Star Citizen's back end was proprietary code that he wrote himself that some of his own projects run on. But they laid him off. But basically what he had told me about Star Citizen, and our small community that follows his like games and game development, is basically that like there's probably still another 20 years worth of work for that game to reach the point that it's promised. That's pretty much what he told me. So the game seems fucked. That being said, it's not it's not like a straight scam, because some people think Star Citizen's a straight scam where it's basically just you feed money into the machine and they basically just embezzle it. They do actually work on the game, but the scope creep is so massive that they will never ever be able to finish it. Basically, it's basically impossible. Great experience when I played on the weekend. Yeah, my problem with like Star Citizen is probably like the same problem that I have with a game like Elite Dangerous, which is like this whole like first person space navigation thing. I can't do it. It's too much for my motion sickness. I like the game in premise, but I'd be the kind of person where if they realized their vision with Star Citizen, I would kind of play it like I played EVE Online, where like I would sit in a station and make deals and trade and have other people move goods for me, like that kind of idea, rather than me like actually manually doing anything. I'd have to play it that way. Could play the new RuneScape. I looked at it, but those kinds of games don't tend to grab me. Those like kind of survivor type games, and the best comparison I've seen is that game looks like Valheim, which Valheim's very popular, but it's not a game I was ever even tempted to play. Like, it's just not my thing. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but there's a good chance we play some FF or some puzzle game tomorrow. That's kind of like, because today I pretty much just got on Brighter Shores and we fucked around. The most hype thing I saw today was that Riven trailer. I'm gonna be honest, like maybe it's not for most people, but man, this thing looks so sick.
I need your help. There's a great deal of history that you should know. And for reasons you will discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. Once you've freed Catherine, I'll come with a linking book. She'll know how to signal me.
I know what he's doing. He's watching you. He's waiting for you to make a mistake.
The island has been steadily decaying for years. According to my most recent measurements, it appears that the Fifth Age has entered its final days.
There's a very good chance, if all this goes well, that you'll be returned to the place that you came from.
I apologize for the cage.
I don't know, that trailer's got me excited for some reason. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's no way we're gonna make Crassus happy. Even if we boot up Final Fantasy 1 tomorrow, he won't be happy. Holy shit. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. I'll be back tomorrow. And I appreciate you. Appreciate you spending your time here. Yeah. Oh, Cap, do you want to oh, I got a sneak peek. You want a sneak peek of of what Ben got me? Look at this. Look at this thing. So that look, quality That's fucking premium, dude. That's some premium shit. So good. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.